In this video, I'm going to show you all the equipment I bought as a rookie farmer to farm my 150 acres here in Minnesota, and I'm even going to tell you how much it all costs. So in 2024, we bought a 150 acre farm and we have zero farming experience. We did not grow up as farmers. We don't have family members that are farmers. We have a couple friends that are farmers and kind of got to see how they do things and thought, you know what, this might be something we want to do as a family. And so we bought a 150 acre farm and we had no equipment. So I started buying equipment. One of the first things I bought was this flatbed trailer because I needed to be able to haul stuff around. As I was buying equipment, some of it had to be hauled on a trailer. It's got two 10,000 pound axles, so it's a pretty heavy duty trailer. I paid $4,500 for this flatbed trailer. One of the next things I bought was this Polaris Ranger. Super handy to have around on the farm. We haul seed to the planter as we're out in the field. We use it for fishing. You can see we got fishing poles in the back of it right now. And this one I also paid $4,500 for this, which I thought was a dang good deal. It was probably worth, more like $6,000, and I feel like I got a good price on it. This thing we use all the time. Winter, warmer months, just to get around the farm, check the fields, explore, and really just do yard work and everything else. So that's been a very nice piece of equipment. Shortly after that, I bought my very first tractor. This is a 1999 New Holland 8160. It's got just over 5,000 hours now. It had about 4,900 when I bought it, so I haven't put a lot of hours on it, but I did put some work into it right after I bought it. If you want to watch the full tour video of this tractor, click the link right up here. This thing I use for planting. I use for any other field work, like right now we're disking up and tilling up some of our pasture to convert it to tillable planting acres. And so I use this for all of that equipment. It is my only tractor at this time. And I paid $25,000 for this tractor. And so again, I feel like pretty good price on this tractor, pretty good tractor for the money, at least in my opinion. We've got our planter. This is a John Deere 1750 conservation planter, which just means it's a no-till planter. So I can plant right into the previous year's dirt without having to till it. This thing has a few nice features. Number one, it's just in really good shape, and that's the reason I bought this one. I didn't want to have an old junky planter that I was always dealing with. This one has a fertilizer auger, which is nice for when we do fertilizer because this runs dry fertilizer. So it's got the dry fertilizer boxes with extensions on it, so I can actually get more than standard amounts of fertilizer in there. It's also got the larger seed boxes, so you can fit more seed in. You're not having to change it so often as well. This is a vacuum planter with heavy duty downforce springs, so it really can plant into some tough ground. Again, just so I don't have to till it up. I've done a little bit of work to it, mostly just some upgrades. One of the things I did is I put these seed firmers on here, and those just help push the seed down into the soil better so they get better seed to soil contact. And this is a corn planter, but it also plants soybeans. It can do either one, so it works well for us there. This is gonna be our first year planting corn with it because last year, our very first year of any kind of farming, we did soybeans. So we'll see how the corn goes. Stay tuned for that. If you wanna watch a full breakdown video of all the details of this planter, click the link up here. And some of you might not like to hear this, but I paid $30,000. I've gotten a lot of feedback in videos about the fact that I overpaid for this planter. Maybe so. I'll tell you, in my market, I researched the heck out of planters, and yes, it was one of the more expensive ones that I could buy, but it was also one of the nicest ones, and I didn't want to deal with junk. So it was well cared for, it had low acres on it, and so I bought it. Maybe I overpaid for it. It's been a great planter, at least in our first year. Next, we have a gravity cart. So I bought this to be used as a fertilizer tender, although it's only ever been used as a seed tender, so there's no rust. It's definitely an older one, but it's been really well cared for and has zero rust on it at all, being that it's never had fertilizer in it. I will be using it for fertilizer this year, and it's really just meant to store that fertilizer while I'm out in the field, and then I can have the boys bring it to me whenever I run out, and we use this auger to then bring the fertilizer up and into the planter and then eventually into the fertilizer boxes. So I have not used this yet. I just bought this for this season and I paid $2,400 for this piece of equipment. All right, next we have probably my favorite piece of equipment because it can be used for so many different things. Not necessarily any specific field work, but so many different things throughout the property. This is a Bobcat Toolcat. It's a hybrid between a side-by-side and a skid loader. And the reason I bought this versus a skid loader is because we have 4 kids and I want them to be able to be out on the farm with me, working right alongside me. And it actually has 2 seats, unlike a skid loader that's only going to have a place for 1 person. 2 of us can ride along in here. It's got air conditioning, it's got heat, it's got lights, it's got wipers, and it's got a front attachment system with high flow hydraulics, so I can run so many different pieces of equipment. We have a bucket for it, we have a grapple that can pick up rocks and trees, you can get a brush mower. Basically any attachment you could use on a typical skid loader, you can use on this machine as well. And so we plan to use this a lot and already have here on the farm. I paid $27,000 for the Bobcat Toolcat, and it's got about 3,500 hours on it. Next is the dirt bike. It's special for a couple reasons. One, it's special because it is a 4-stroke, so it's super quiet. Unlike a motocross 2-stroke dirt bike that's just super loud and would annoy the heck out of me, you can barely hear this. In fact, it's quieter than our lawnmower. Actually, I'll start it up for you so you can see. You could probably hear me quite well over this. The other thing that makes this special is this is the exact dirt bike I had when I was 12 years old. I used to live in town and there was a vacant lot. I lived 3 blocks from downtown where I grew up here in Minnesota in a mid-sized city. Because it was so quiet, I would push this down to that vacant city lot that had some woods on it, and I would just be cruising around on my dirt bike. But it's just neat to have this on the farm just because I have so many memories riding my Honda XR100 dirt bike just like this as a kid, and now to see our family be able to use it is fun as well. I also enjoy just jumping on it and checking the fields with it. It's just quick and easy to go out and, you know, be able to get around the property. And we paid $1,200 for the dirt bike. Next, we got the 0-turn lawnmower. This thing is great to have. Obviously, we've got a lot of lawn here, and I do like my grass to look nice. I like stripes in the lawn, so this thing works well. This is an Exmark E-Series 0-turn mower. I don't even know what it has, a 27 horsepower, I think, Kohler motor on it, I believe is what it is. Super fast, plenty of power, and I bought this used with, I believe, about 500 hours on it, and I paid $4,500 for this. Next, we've got our farm truck. If you have been watching my videos at all, you watched when we bought this sight unseen when we were at our house in Arizona. Someone up here had it for sale. I saw it on Facebook, called them and said, I'll buy it, I'll send you the money now. It looked a little nicer in the pictures than it is in reality, but it's still a perfect farm truck. It's rusty, it runs good, and it's super comfortable, and I don't have to worry about it getting dented or scratched or anything. It's 4-wheel drive. It's got a 5.3 liter V8 engine in it. It's got 153,000 miles, and it's got a lot of rust. But as I mentioned, it's just the perfect farm truck. I paid $4,000 for this 2002 Chevy 1500 Silverado Z71 4-wheel drive truck. If you want to watch the video where we saw it after buying it sight unseen, click the video here and you can watch us check that thing out in detail for the first time. All right, then we've got the Case IH 181 Rotary Hoe, and this is kind of an old school piece of equipment from what I understand, but I bought it to help shift away from using chemicals and more mechanical methods of weed control. A lot of people have told me this thing is not used for weed control, but the research I have done has shown people using it for that, organic farmers. And so I'm gonna try, I'm gonna give it a shot, see how it works. But basically these big wheels are on pressurized springs, and these things spin in the ground and just flip up the dirt, the topsoil, and kick out the weeds that might be growing in that top ½ inch or so of the soil. You can also use it to clear up any crust that might be on the top level. Sometimes that top layer of dirt will get very hard and cement-like, and so the plant can't poke through and emerge. So you can kind of break that up by running this over the field to help those plants emerge all at the same time. So this piece of equipment I bought used from a local farmer for $1,200. Next, we've got the Case IH 370 disc. I think this is a 12-foot disc. that works well for us to be able to convert some of the pasture we have into tillable land. That's why I bought it. I have a no-till planter, so I don't need to disc and till the cropland, but I did want to use it to disc up this pasture land that we've been converting into tillable land. I did break it right after I bought it. The up and down hydraulic cylinder is loose, and so I have to be careful with it. But other than that, it seems like a very solid piece of machinery. I got a giant tree trunk on it just to give me that extra weight as I've been turning over the sod in our pasture. But other than that, it's a pretty basic but really handy piece of equipment to have. I paid $2,500 for this piece of equipment. Next, we've got the John Deere 960 field cultivator. This thing has these C-shank triangle shaped shovels on it that really pull up the dirt. And then as it goes through, it hits a bunch of those shovels on those C-shanks, and then eventually has these drags in the back that smooth it out at the end. And so just like the disc, I bought it to help smooth out the pasture to a tillable, smooth planting surface. So I hit it with the disc first, and then I come back and smooth over with this to have it a bit more planting ready. So I bought this from a local farmer here for $2,200. $1,200 for that. I paid $4,500 plus $2,200 plus $1,200 plus $4,500 plus $2,500 plus $4,500 plus $27,000 plus $4,000 plus $2,400 plus $30,000 plus $25,000. I think that's it, right? So in total, I paid $109,000 for all the equipment I bought in my very first year of farming. You might ask how I paid for it all. Well, I saved up. I saved up to buy this farm and have the money to be able to make the down payment on the farm, and then saved up to be able to buy equipment a little bit at a time. And I was not going to go into a bunch of debt, especially on equipment and operating costs for this farm. I wanted to be profitable right away. Plus, I'm just not a fan of debt. Now, there are loans you can get, new farmer loans for equipment and things like that, but I just don't like payments. I like to not have the stress every month of payments, so we live without debt outside of land costs. So this year we're going to be planting corn, and I don't need any additional equipment in order to do that, except for if I decide to buy harvest equipment for this next year, and I'm not sure I'm going to. Last year we had it custom done, and so we paid someone to come do that for us. It was efficient, it was easy, I didn't have to store or buy all this big equipment. I just haven't decided yet whether or not we're going to buy that equipment for this year or if I'll just hire it out done again. But if you want to follow along, subscribe so that you can follow our journey here as we plant corn for the first time, and you can watch along as we buy any new equipment as we grow this farm operation. If you want to see my entire first year of farming, click the link above and you can watch the full video of the entire year and see how it went. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.